What's up, Fragrance family? This is Tyler with Simply Fragrances, and this video is too low, or too high. There we go. Okay. What up, Fragrance family? This is Tyler with Simply Fragrances, and today I'm bringing you another tag video. That's right, I've been tagged yet again, and I absolutely love it. I love getting involved in the fragrance community like this. I get to discover new channels and new fragrance enthusiasts, new fragrance reviewers, and it's just been a really good time. And so, man, really just keep on coming with the tags. My hair's kind of weird. Alrighty, can I get that? All right, this is just what it means to have curly hair. Okay, can I get that fixed? There we go. Now it's not sticking up. All right. Hey, what's up, guys? Hope you like those bloopers. I thought it was kind of funny. I mean, showing a little bit lighter side of the fragrance comm. I mean, sometimes I can do it all in one take. Sometimes I get messed up. Sometimes other things just happen. So I thought it'd be kind of funny just to include those. So I hope you enjoyed them. What up, Fragrance family? This is Tyler with Simply Fragrances, and today I'm bringing you another tag video. That's right, I've been tagged yet again. These things are blowing up. People just keep tagging people, and I absolutely love it. Man, it's such a fun time to be in fragrance comm right now, just because, I mean, I'm still new, up and coming, and people are tagging people left and right. I'm discovering new channels, new people, new fragrance reviewers. I mean, it's just been really, really fun, and I've met a lot of really great guys. So, yeah, guys, keep this up, man. Congrats, FragCom. This is what it's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be a family where we're all looking out for each other. We're tagging each other. We're, shouting each other out. Absolutely love it. So keep this up. Keep these tags rolling. Anyone who wants to tag me, y'all have my permission right now. If you're watching this video, go ahead, tag me. I'll do it. I promise you I will. So anyways, absolutely love it. So like I said, I was tagged by Ross over at TLTG Reviews, man. Thank you so much, brother. Really appreciate this. And the video idea is your top four most nostalgic fragrances in your collection. Oh, excuse me. Top four most nostalgic fragrances in your collection. So this one, it was kind of hard for me to do, not gonna lie. There was a lot that it really made me think of good times and good memories, and there's probably 3 or 4 that I could have put in here that I didn't, but the 4 that I've chosen, it's just they had to be in the list. Now I do actually have a caveat. There is one honorable mention, and you'll figure out why. Because, well, obviously I'm going to tell you, but you'll see why here in a second. But I had to include it. It has to be an honorable mention because it was never actually technically wore around me, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. But before we go ahead and get into this, guys, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That really helps me out. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps push my material across YouTube, and I really appreciate that. And if you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. I want honest opinions. I'm giving honest opinions and reviews, so I want honest feedback and criticism. If there's something you don't like, go ahead, give it a thumbs down. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings. So let's go ahead and get into this, guys. So first on the list, this is an honorable mention, like I said, because my dad actually never wore it. So you'll see what I mean. So my mom met my stepdad whenever I was around 6 or 7 years old. So, he wasn't around the whole time, but he's been around for the majority of my life. But whenever they were first starting to date, they always went out, went and did their dates and stuff like that. Well, one day he was like, you know what, hey, I'm gonna take you out. We're gonna go do something, just me and you. And we went and got ice cream. Well, whenever I got into his truck, he had a middle console, and in the middle console, you open it up, and there was like wood in there, like it was made of wood, and you could put like pins and coins, and just like a kind of just a normal middle console where you throw everything else in there, CDs and stuff like that. Well, I guess this cologne had busted in there, and it seeped into the wood. So whenever you got into the truck, you could smell it very faintly, but when you opened the compartment up, you smelled Red. Now, Red by Giorgio Beverly Hills, man, this was, man, it's still good. I ain't gonna lie, man. This is a spicy meatball. I ain't gonna lie. This is woody, it's dark, it's masculine, it's very gentleman-like, and I mean, this don't pull no punches. This is very, very prominent, but whenever it had broken in his truck, it seeped into the wood, and so when you opened that middle console up, that's what you would smell. And so it just makes me think of my dad, makes me think of my pops, and it's a really good fragrance, honestly. Pick this up for like 19 bucks off Amazon. You can't go wrong with it, really. I mean, it's very masculine, so if you don't want something that's gonna have legs that runs all day, don't bother with this one. But if you want a good masculine, just good old boy kind of smell, this is it, man. Red, 19 bucks off Amazon. Now this is an honorable mention because technically he never wore it, so you know, I can't really say that it's a nostalgic fragrance for me or my dad because he never actually wore it around me, but it was in his truck and it makes me think of him. So honorable mention is red. All right guys, so this one on the list, this one absolutely had to be on the list because this is the first fragrance that I ever remember smelling. Like I said, you know, my mom was a single mom until I was about 6 or 7. I mean, my grandpa and my grandma, they did help raise me quite a bit. But for the majority, it was me and my mom. You know, I'm very close to my mom. Me and her have a very special relationship just because it was just us. But, you know, we didn't have a lot growing up. But, I mean, what we did have, you know, we enjoyed. And one of the things that she really enjoyed, boom, was sunflower. So this stuff, man, this is probably taking some of y'all back. I mean, probably your mom or your aunt or your grandma or someone, you know, you knew back in the mid 90s, early 90s was rocking this. I mean, this stuff, it's kind of a staple in, you know, some women's fragrance collection. I mean, it just makes me smile. It makes me think of my mom. I mean, what's more to be said? This is 90s in a bottle. It's feminine. It's florally. You know, it's funny. I don't know if sunflowers actually have like a distinct smell, but if they did, it would smell probably something close to this. I never really looked at the notes for this, so that's kind of my fault for not having that ready. So I apologize, but it's just a sweet, kind of florally, little spicy, a little bit mature in a sense. Like, I mean, I wouldn't expect like a high schooler to be wearing this or anything like that nowadays, but back then maybe so. But this is something that definitely my mom was rocking. She got it, you know, once a year for Christmas, and it makes me think of her. She just now recently stopped wearing this. She doesn't really wear anything too much anymore. You know, she's getting in her 50s, so you know, she just doesn't really care about fragrances. But this is what she was rocking, and I want to share this with you because I found this scrolling through I guess my mom's Facebook one day, and this is awesome. So this is what she was wearing. Now tell me if you smelled this before. So this only works if you smell this, but if you smell this, tell me that this doesn't smell like this picture. I mean, look at that. That is me and my mom. I'm probably 4 years old, somewhere in there, but this just screams 90s. I mean, look at our Christmas sweaters. I got the little T-Rex on there. I got my Jordans on. I had the J's, bro. My mom had standards, I guess. I don't know. She knew what she wanted her kid to be wearing. So I had the J's. But look at that big hair. Look at the sweaters. I mean, she was rocking this. I can smell this picture whenever I smell this stuff. So just a little nostalgia there. I wanted to show you about that, but I just thought that'd be kind of cool. So that was me and my mom. Love her to death. So shout out to you, Mom. Sunflower. That's what she was rocking. Rocking, not rucking. All right, guys. Next on the list, this one absolutely had to be on the list. In fact, probably some of us younger guys in here, I mean, if you're under the age of 25, or I mean, even my age, really. I mean, I'm 20. I'll be 29 in April. But if you're under the age of 30, a lot of us are probably here because our old man was wearing Jacquard Noir. Now, this was what my dad was wearing all the time. I remember, honestly, back in like first, second grade, I would sneak this every now and then. You know, I wanted to smell like my dad, so I'd go into school, I'd spray this on. Wasn't really thinking too much of it at the time because I didn't really care, but I kind of wanted to smell good. You know, nothing really, you know, special, but I would sneak this and I'd spray it every now and then. My dad was like, "Son, did you get in my cologne?" I'd be like, I don't know what you're saying. But back then, this was a lot stronger, a lot more powerful, so there's absolutely no way that you could not spray. You know, as a kid, I'd do like probably 7 sprays. I didn't know what I was doing, so I was filling up the room and probably choking people out, but I would just sit there and say, "Nope, I don't know what you're talking about." But this is what my old man was wearing. Jacquard Noir, it's still a classic, it's still a staple. I mean, I posted a picture of my fragrance collection probably like 6 or 7 months ago now on Facebook, and I said, "Hey guys, what do you think?" And like 2 or 3 different women, they're probably, you know, 30 and above, you know, I went to church with them and stuff like that. They're all like, I don't really consider that a collection because I don't see Jacquard Noir in there. I was like, oh, okay. All right, shots fired, shots fired. So I recently just picked this up, had to have it. I'm glad I did because, I mean, came just in time since I got tagged for this video. But Jacquard Noir definitely had to be in there. I mean, it's still a classic. It's spicy, it's woody, it's fresh. It's, to me, in a sense, it's almost got like a, I don't know, it's a roundabout way. I mean, people might murder me in the comments for this, but it's kind of got like this cool water vibe in a sense. Like, it doesn't smell as aquatic or anything like cool water, but it's just got that same type of freshness about it, that light crispness while being kind of woody and spicy. But anyways, Jacquard Noir definitely had to make the list. All right, guys. This next one I'm about to pull up, man, this is what started it all. This is what got me on the fragrance hype train that I've been collecting fragrances, not super seriously up until about the like 2.5 years, somewhere in there. But I always had probably 3 or 4 bottles, and this is one that started it all for me. So, little backstory, kind of funny. The church I went to, the daughter of who is now my best friend's wife, so kind of funny there, but her dad had gotten this for Christmas, and it had just came out, I think either that year or like the year before. So this is way back in the 90s, and he had gotten this for Christmas. He had got the big bottle with a little gift set, and he knew that, my dad wore Jacquard. He knew that I kind of, would steal it and, kind of wear it. Sometimes I wear it to church and he could smell it on me. So what he did was he gifted me this little bottle of Nautica Classic. This is what did it for me, guys. This is what won me over for fragrances forever. I mean, it's kind of a shell of what it used to be. Honestly, it's not quite as strong. It's not quite as powerful. Doesn't project like it used to, and it's been reformulated just a little bit. But man, it still puts a smile on my face. It still makes me think of being in 4th grade, getting that, the way I felt whenever I got that. Because I mean, we weren't like necessarily poor by any means, but we also didn't have a lot of money. I mean, especially for a 4th grader to be getting fragrances, you know what I mean? So, but this was, man, this is what started it for me. I thought I smelled just so good, so fresh, and so clean. Going into school, rocking this. The teachers would walk by me and say, "Oh, Tyler, you smell good." A couple of the younger girls in there, they're like, "Ooh, Tyler smells good, man. Like, let's see what he's wearing." You know what I mean? And so that just made me feel like the man. I felt just fresh and clean. I felt like the king of the world, really. And it was just with Nautica Classic. Unfortunately, like I said, it has been reformulated, and it's not quite what it used to be. But this is what did it for me. This is back in probably 98, 99, somewhere in there. Not 100% sure when this came out, but this is what I was rocking, and this is what started it for me. All right, guys. Next on the list, I'm gonna play that music real quick. Next on the list, this is the last one, and this one, I'm not gonna say it's the most special to me, but it's definitely the most recent for me, and it reminds me of, honestly, probably the best time period in my life. I mean, other than now, I mean, I'm married, I love my wife, I love my dogs, and you know what I mean? But this is whenever I was becoming a man. This is whenever I was stepping into who I was going to become. So, backstory behind this, I left my house when I was 19, moved out, good terms, didn't have to be forced out or anything like that. I chose to. I was working a job in Springfield and living about 45 minutes away in a little town called Pleasant Hope. And so, I worked 5:30 at night to 2:30 in the morning, and then having to drive 45 minutes back. I mean, it was terrible. I was super tired, and so I was like, I'm gonna try and find a place closer. I meet a couple of buddies that I used to go to church with. His mom actually rented a house. She moved to Texas and rented this house out to us. And so, 19, getting my first job, bought my first car. I was in my own house. I mean, I did have 2 other roommates, but we all had our own rooms, and we saw each other, often, but there was a lot of times where I was just in the house by myself. So, it made me feel like I was on my own, get my own food, own groceries, own job. And man, I saved up money, and, I was always rocking like, Abercrombie and Fitch, what's the other one, Aeropostales, Hollister, stuff like that, stuff that I could afford. Like I said, I've always kind of had a collection, but this was one that I walked into Dillard's, I smelled it, and I had to have it, and I saved up for it, and I went back and I bought Versace Mano Fresh, Mano Fresh, that's what it is, Mano Fresh. And man, this stuff, it reminds me of that time, man. I was 19, on my own, and this was the first big boy fragrance that I ever bought. I didn't know anything about discounted science or anything. I don't even know if they were around back then, because I was back, like 2009, 2010, somewhere in that realm. But this is what I chose, and man, I thought I was hot stuff, guys. I had an old 2003 Honda Civic, little 5-speed, manual transmission. So I was, shifting and all that, and I had a little aftermarket exhaust. I had, what was it, as a there's a P2 actually. It's a P2 Rochefort Fosgate 15-inch sub in my car. It was way too loud, way too dumb, but I had neon lights under the bottom and I was rocking this, man. I was a chotch, let's just be honest, like doing all that, but I thought I was so cool. I thought people thought I was the man, but they probably just thought I was just a jerk. But anyways, that's what I was rocking, and man, this stuff, it just brings back good memories. This will always be in my collection. I don't care if this somehow gets discontinued and the price gouges go up to $1,000 for a bottle. I will find a way to have this. I'll probably buy like 3 or 4 bottles before that ever happened, but I digress, because this is something that it reminds me of me becoming a man, me becoming who you know, I was going to become. So Versace Mano Fresh. All right, guys, that's really going to do it for this video. So super excited for this. Thank you again, Ross, for tagging me. Now I got to tag a couple people. So man, I've reached out to a couple, and one I already know they're going to be down for. So I'm going to tag BroSense, Tyrone BroSense. You already know, man, you were tagged. And then Mark over Aussie Fragrances, man, tagging you, brother. And then Steven at Red Adolescence, you already agreed to let me tag you again. So I'm gonna tag you, and then you know what, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna tag Callie, Callie from Callie's Grim Room. Man, you were tagged. Can't wait to see what you guys bring. You know what, I'm gonna tag one other person. Sorry, that's a lot of tags, but he's kind of new. He's got really good content. Go check him out. I'm gonna tag Heathen Sense, man. He's got some good stuff. Go check him out. You guys are all tagged. I want to see what your 4 most nostalgic fragrances in your collection are, and don't be afraid to include, you know, little stories like I did. You know, I think that really kind of adds a cool personal touch. So all right, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. I'm gonna check you guys next time. Remember, if you love it, wear it. Also forgot to mention John. Sorry, buddy, you are not tagged. Sorry, had to throw that in there. Love your content, man. Want to see what your 4 most nostalgic fragrances in your fragrance collection are.